Well, hello guys, welcome to a video that I'm very happy to be able to make because for the first time in around a year, since last summer pretty much, I have won a Pokemon Showdown tournament in the server that I'm playing, which is for Gen 1 random battles. Well, you can't really see there, but it's kind of obscure on it. Let's move this on. There we go, Gen 1 random battle. Against Flying Lunar Clipper round 1. What I'm going to do is the same as last time. If you've seen any of the two previous videos, I decided that anytime I get a medal, at the least in any of these tournaments, I'll do a VOD review of each match afterwards. A lot of things have happened since the last time, guys. I won my first 7 matches in this server. It's a server for people, not uniquely so anyway, but originally it was for people over 1500 and ladder, which is kind of the milestone in Gen 1 to get to, really. The ladder in Gen 1 is not as extreme as others where you can get like 2200 and so. But we have tournaments where you still have to be able to 1500 to enter. Not so much anymore. But all my opponents were above 1500. And I managed to win one. So yeah, I've won the first 7 matches in the server and then lost the final to a good friend of mine, Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. There'll be a few other shoutouts as well. Shout out to Yaz, Quill, NJ, Rob, a lot of cool people I know. But yeah, I then lost that one, so we got a gold and silver, and that was around July, August, that final. And since then, there's been, I think, 5 Master Tours where we didn't medal. I didn't make it to the quarterfinal, actually, because the standard is high, man. I think I had a few first round defeats, 2 of them against Zara and Amp, who are going to be 2 people we see in this video actually. So I atoned for them defeats. I had a few second round defeats and stuff, but I was still pretty high in the Hall of Fame. I think I was like 6th going into this tournament. Got back up to 4th now. So I managed to win it, guys. Another reason why I got harder is they are now 32-man tournaments. So I'm going to show all the replays. This was the round 1 match against Flying Lunar Clipper. The first tournament they played in, didn't know too much about them, but they're good enough to have the 1600 role. It's a Discord that I'm now modding actually, and yeah, I think I might have given them this role. Maybe it was NJ. But anyway, so I didn't know too much to what to expect, and this proved to be a very, very tough match. I almost got knocked out in round 1, spoiler alert. But yeah, let's watch it then. So let's turn the music off. God, I've realised after my limit lesson, after the very first VOD review video I did, from the last time on the tournament. Let's do it. Bam. So I lead with Shelder, he has Charmander. We had the drop from the start. And this is a good play right from the off, actually. There's Tyler. Bless him. Yeah, we go Shelder into Charmander. I know he's going to switch, so I might as well get Hypno in, and then we can sleep something, or we can paralyze. Maybe I should expand. I should have probably expanded this so we can see the chat, but I don't think it matters too much. Anyway, so straight away on the front foot. I could have gone for the 2-wave then, expecting a switch, but I thought they might stick in for one, but they actually get a number of crits. Yeah, Flying Lunar Clipper. Gets a crit on the Hypno, which is my best mon in this match, and then another crit on the Shelder, which I would have liked to have blown up. We do manage to kill with Dedge. They agiled after the Thunder Wave, which does make you outspeed in Gen 1. Kabutops comes in. I think Kabutops is a big problem for my team in this game. The Cubone, I was fishing for the Earthquake onto Jolteon, who's kind of useless with the Cubone, but we're going to keep him around, try and get rid of the Cubone, because Jolteon, if it's freed up, was my way of dealing with Kabutops. We went for the Blizzard on Cypher. I thought Hypno might kill Char, but you were hoping for a paralysis to get through, kills Hypno. At this point, Drowsy was my only hope, really. He comes in, we'll paralyze the Kabutops. We were just hoping for full powers. Maybe should have stayed in against the tops here. Should have gone to the Jolt and then double switched, expecting the Cubone. But yeah, we were kind of screwed. You'll see exactly why Kabutops is such a problem now. I mean, we had the Cypher, which is walled by it. And we also have Beedrill, which this Beedrill didn't have Mega Drain, otherwise it would have been fine. Still might have taken me out. And on top of that, you had a Primeape, which completely walled And I think at this point, Drowsy's like 30.5% health. Can't do too much. Send in Jolt, fishing for slams. And it was GG. That one was over. It's not the greatest matchup, that game. My team was okay. I mean, I had Hypno, Drowsy, Jolteon. But two of them were completely hard-walled. And I think I put on there, it'll get cut off. I guess we can scroll over. Finally, Luke episode, bit lucky, GG, 1-0. And they had a few crits here and there. It was more in the matchup. Which, but yeah, Tops and Cubone walled me too well. Two bugs and Jolt. And needed rest and psychics. I mustn't have had rest on any of my Hypno or Drowsy. So round one, game one, we were 0-1 down. Hop in to game two, guys. I'm gonna have to keep moving this, unfortunately, because I need to. I want to put fast mode on. Oh god, turn the music off. A leader for Rapidash, get a burn, Nidoran from the off. Which halves the damage of that slam, but then Dragonite comes out. I'm surprised I didn't send Dragonite out first, actually. I guess they were just going for the power. This D9 presumably doesn't have 2-wave. We go for a Jill. It completely hard walls Rapidash. Best thing we're trying to do here is slam into a power. But I get 1 in 256 miss. I'm saying already at that point, well, it's not my day. Because yeah, it was a pretty fucking rough start to this match as a whole, in terms of RNG. Jiggly is really good in this match, if I remember. It's been a while since I watched this. We hit the sing. It also has 2-wave. I think we deal with Wrath here. It lives a submission, amazingly. Gets a lot of recoil. Jiggly's HP is pretty good. And then we can toss in. Finally, Luke up is saying nice set at this point, and yeah, I agree. It was a good set. Aero comes in, but I can't do too much to the D-Knight. Raichu is walled by Oddish. Then we go for a stun spore. Must have been no sleep Oddish, I think. Oh no, of course, Licky was already asleep. And then, switching, I get frozen. The arrow gets frozen. So at this point, Kanga pretty much has it all to do. But we get a lot of luck here. I get 2 powers. Go for the slam. Didn't want to Hyper Beam in case they switch out. And then we have a Kanga. The Kanga mirror match. So it was just largely who won this. I get a crit on the slam. But of course, it doesn't really matter now. If they win this trade, it's over. I mean, obviously they're going to go for Hyper Beam. I could guarantee the Oddish to tank, but is Oddish going to be able to finish it? Possibly not. And then it's better to keep it there because just hard walls Raichu. Unless that's toss. They win this try, but go for the Hyper Beam. I can safely slam. Raichu comes in. We go back to Oddish. There's the Licky back out. And Abra is my sweeper. Comes out. And at this point, once Licky didn't wake up, it was pretty much over. I'll be 2-hit it anyway. It was a range. Read 2-wave. I don't think it mattered too much. Raichu would have needed a lot of crits. And then as soon as I hit the sleep, Flying Lunar Clipper does forfeit. So, that was 1-1, guys. GG. A lot quicker VOD reviewing than last time, I think. Actually, spoiler alert, I played a lot less matches. Did I? I think I definitely lost less matches to win this tournament than I did on my previous tournament. And there's an extra round. I don't know whether I said. It's 32-man tournaments we've pretty much consistently had since I last medalled. It was Master Tour 4 and 5. These are Master Tours that I medalled. This one's Master Tour 11. So that's how many tours it's been since, where we haven't really done much. Did okay in a couple of cups. I think Saffron Cup I finished like 5th or 6th. Was on the team, won 3 matches for Yazoo, another good friend of mine. Like I said again, shout outs to Tyler, Yaz, and Quill in particular, and Sammy, he's there. But yeah, hadn't done too well on Master Tours, so thankfully round 1 we were okay. Alright, let's turn the music off. I'm gonna show the I think I'll show the bracket at the end because I don't want to spoil the scores. But there's a lot less games to review, I think, this time round. Although I'm going through 5 rounds worth. So maybe I could go a bit more in depth on it, but there's not too much to say in some of them. Lady RNG dictates a lot in Gen 1. Like there, that was nice. We get a crit. It's only on a Nidoran, but then it misses the Blizz. RNG starts to turn a bit. I have the Golem, I know that, and straight away, I mean, I can see it will siphon Zapdos. So I know Golem's going to be key in here. We go for the Slam on the switch in Zapper. It does go for the Drill Peck. I thought it might be a double switch, expecting Golem. Flying Luna got me on that one. But then I can just send Golem in, and I outsmart him / her then. They'll be expecting a Rock Slide, which still do decent damage to Seeking, but we just go for the Max Earthquake. Because I know they're going to switch. Why wouldn't they? You're not going to chip a Golem down, or you'll be there for a while. In comes Pinsir. Got a all-physical team so far. Take this opportunity for a Sword Stance. Their team's not the best. I mean, they've got, what, 2 World Mons, 2 Nidos, and a Seeking. I read the Hyper Beam. Rock Slide will be an Oko and Cypher. Easy. They kind of have to come in and Hyper Beam then, I guess. Because once Pinsir was set up, I'd have Oko Zapper, Seeking. So this looks like it's going to be a really comfortable win. Back into the Golem. And I think I do just Rock Slide now. Because why not? Seeking was in range of it. Seeking will come back. I actually had a Metapod as well. I wonder if I had a Mew or Mewtwo in this game. If you have a Metapod, it's a 25% chance of either, so 50% that you get one of the Ubers. That agility meant that it outsped Raichu. However, I mean, they still had a Porygon, which could have possibly won the game. I just decided to paralyze it from the off. It's probably going to use Thunder Wave as well, but I didn't really want to risk Golem. Because once I paralyze this, Golem's in a great position. We could just boom on the Porygon. Porygon's a great mon because it can paralyze and recover. But in the end, we didn't even need to. Raichu just takes it out. And Raichu's probably going to finish this round against the Seeking. It's full powered once. And then it cleans up. Don't even know what my last was. Oh, it showed. Well, I actually had a Mewtwo. Psychic Amnesia Thunderbolt Blizz. It was the no heal Mewtwo, coverage Mewtwo, so it probably would have been over already. I feel like their best chance maybe was, I don't know, to be fair, I was going to say maybe go once the Seeking outsped, try and freeze the Raichu. But it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. So that was me 2-1 up round 1, guys. Turn the music off and play the next one. The danger with Weasley, obviously, is when are they going to boom. I feel like I might have had a ghost in this game, but I didn't expect the boom yet. Yeah, crit with Electrode. It's a Primate, which was nice, because it 2-code it. I think Eevee kind of screws me here. I maybe shouldn't have risked the Electrode. I know that at this point they've got no ground mon, otherwise they'd have used it. So it was valuable, but I don't remember my team in this game. It's been a while since I watched it. However, I can only assume I didn't have anything that I would feel comfortable switching into Eevee, which is quite remarkable. But yeah, I didn't really want things parried. In the end, it takes out Electrode. Beedrill against Aerodactyl. Well, yeah, I guess. I probably should have just gone B into Eevee. They have a Staryu, paralyzes Poliwhirl. We get a nice crit and special drop, but Star can just recover. I'd have gone for Amnesia there for sure. That full power turn was rough. So you finish Eevee, but now Aero. Well, I was going to say Aero comes in, closer to Mewtwo. This was a hallmark of this, actually. I think 2 wins of Flying Luna Clipper would just have Mewtwo pretty much. It just dealt too much damage. This game, once it came in, I was screwed. I had to freeze it. We had Diglett. If it had crit, it still wouldn't have killed. It did 39.8% damage. Let's see over here. Just not enough. I mean, my only hope really, I guess, I probably should have slammed. Maybe a high roll Earthquake might have taken it out. Yeah, even then Aero probably would have finished me off with Fire Blast, because I had Victory Bell and Beedrill left. And they'd have gone down to a single Psychic. So Mewtwo attacks to a degree, to be quite honest. That team was pretty nasty. Luna had then, they had a Staryu and Mewtwo, which kind of countered my greatest threat. And Electrode in general was great then. It could have dealt with it, but serves me right, I guess, in that game for letting Electrode go down. So we have Vulpix Ninetales here. I'm gonna ray it, going for the slam. I know I went Fire Blast expecting a switch and missed it. I call the F there. Re-Amnesia turn, and then here comes another Mewtwo. Great, so we go Wiggly, which can Thunder Wave. And it was my only real chance at this point. I think if it had not been Barrier Mewtwo, we might have had a chance. It's sometimes good and bad. Sometimes, like, Amnesia and 2 attacks coverage, whether that be Psychic Thunderbolt or Psychic Blizz, is the better Mewtwo. But in this game, the Barrier one was way better because I had Wiggly with physical set, and I had Pinsir. So all I can really do at this point, I switch out into the Vulpix because I know they're going to do another self move. And we have to confuse it. We have to Parafusion hacks it. Go for the Ray. Hits itself once. We also need crits, really. They got 3 times special. We have full powered, we miss a blast. Hit himself again. Then snap out into the Psychic. We didn't get a crit. Pinsir could maybe have done a Sword Stance first or a Hyper Beam or something, but it didn't really matter. I feel like I just needed a crit regardless. A 3 times special go down to a single Psychic, which is exactly what happens. We have Tangela, which does decide to dance, because I think Tangela might have lived a Psychic. It has incredibly high bulk. And I felt like they were probably going to rest then, anyway. So we get a couple of dances off. The Tangela is slow as hell. It's not really going to crit much. Mewtwo crits, which actually weakens the Psychic, and we live. But at 37%, I think it shows that even without the crit, I probably would have lived one. Wiggly comes in, gets a slam. We needed a full power then, but spoiler alert, it's not actually going to matter. I do nearly save this game. We are going to lose this one, but I nearly save it. Because we get a crit slam there, and it gets a crit Psychic. And because this is a quirk of Gen 1, because it was paralysed originally and it rested and healed up, you might think it had to be Wiggly stuff, but its speed still caught it. So Wiggly outsped Mewtwo then and would have finished it. So it's smart from Flying Luna Clipper. I knew they were going to switch out. I couldn't safely go for the 2-wave again though, because Nido King, basically. They could have gone into Nido. Instead they go to Tails, go for a Ray. I get through a Thunder Wave, which is big, so can't Ray hacks me. So a pretty quick team, this game. But this time was rough. There's another quirk of Gen 1. Poliwhirl's recently been nerfed. He's now level 77, 215 speed. I mean, even before the nerf, he would have got outsped by Ninetales, who's now 230 speed. I say now. Ninetales has been 230 speed for a while. But a quirk of this is that whenever you use a status booster move, the likes of Amnesia, Agility, and the opposition Mon is status, it will reapply the effect. So basically, Ninetales, once it's paralysed, its speed is quartered. Every Amnesia I use on it, it will quarter again. So now Poliwhirl is going to outspeed Ninetales. You'll see it'll kill it with 30 Surf. There we go. However, when something new comes in, it's still slower. Tangela comes in, and I thought this was crazy, to be quite honest. They go for a Sword Stance. Flying Luna Clipper nearly throws this, in my opinion. Allows me a Blizz, which leaves it weak. Goes for a Slam. I mean, I kind of through there, but I think Surf was a range to kill. Blizz, I'm already powered. It's 90% to go through. You want to go for a move that's more likely to hit. Unfortunately, we go down. It probably didn't matter. I mean, Poliwhirl would have gone down to next month to come in anyway. But this just means that whatever comes out to kill Tangela, they can send a Mon in to deal with that. Or to counter that. That's my last, which was Starmie. I think this Starmie had no Thunder Wave, which was so annoying, because 2-wave recover, Star could have done it, legit. Like, it's like if it didn't get parried, we had to beat Mewtwo by 1. It was 1 shot. Nidoking was a 2 shot, and Hitmonchan is just asleep. It's not going to stand up to 2 hits anyway. So it was largely on how we dealt with Rat and Nidoking, how we got on. Well, you can see I got no luck. We get crit slam. I don't have Thunder Wave or anything like that, so I had to take the recover. Hope that the next slam doesn't paralyze, got a bit of HP back. But at this point, I'm thinking, no, there's no point. We're getting about 8, 9, 10 HP max off every recover. There's no way it's not going to para in one of these slams, so we just finish it off. And then at this point, I knew I just pretty much had to crit the Nidoking. If it did, I would win. Star's crit rate will be about 20% maybe. So we're fishing for 1 in 5 crit. However, we don't get it into the Earthquake, and then Wiggly will be able to finish this off. Well, didn't manage to. Missed the Blizz, but then Mewtwo would have come in and finished me anyway. I fit again, I said, that one. Because that one was a bullshit game, to be quite honest. So round 1, in a tournament that I went on to win, I was actually 3-2 down. And you may remember, guys, if you have watched the 2 videos last summer that I made, a large part of my 7-match winning run were 4-3s, so I'm no stranger to this situation. The first tournament I won, the very first 4 games, I won every game 4-3. And then the first game of the next tournament, I also won 4-3. So we were just hopeful at this point to force it into a game 7. I'd have been happy with that. Let's check out game 6. So Parasect lead, which is terrifying from the off. I have Golem, I could Rock Slide, but I mean, if it's just Mega Drain. Either or, Mega Drain or Spore, I didn't really mind Zubat, so it was a smart switch out. And then we're going to Jiggly. This is Rhyhorn. Jiggly can have Blizz, so they switch out and we freeze the Ditto, which was nice. Although, I don't think Ditto would have been too much of a threat. I mean, I had Zubat, I could give it that. But still good to get rid of it. So the Grimer, we have a Golem for that. Grimer could have Mega Drain though, but Golem just blocks the potential explosion. And I outplay Blind Lunar Clipper there. They'd have been expecting an Earthquake against Grimer. However, I know Parasect is going to come in because Parasect quad resists ground. Actually, no. I think it just resists ground, but an Earthquake at least it'll only do about 8% damage, even off a Golem. To be going for the Rock Slide, which is super effective as it's Path Bug, and outspeeding it. This was risky. I'm not even sure I stick in now, because at this point you're thinking it's 90% to hit Rock Slide. It will kill it, but if I miss and it Mega Drains, it's basically like full HP. So what do I do here? I did stay in. I went balls in. But they read the Rock Slide this time, going to Primate, which resists. We go to our own fighting type, and Machamp. Eat your Submission, eat your Slam. I assume I didn't have Counter Champ, otherwise I'd probably used it then. We trade Slams. Go for the Submission, which killed. See, Submission does more damage, but I knew it'd take Slam Submission, so we go Slam first there. After the Primate comes in. Just smart. Paradise Point, Snorlax comes in. Jiggly did have counter, and Jiggly has a lot of HP. As much HP as Snorlax has got. This is a good play. Because I knew... Say if they switch, another quirk of Gen 1 with counter is... They'd done 21.9% damage to Machamp the turn prior. I send Jiggly out. If they switch, and I use counter, and we'll see this in this tournament. In a match I played tonight, actually. If they counter, if I counter and they switch, it'd still do double the damage that it did to my charm. So it's pretty much a safe bet. I mean, the only danger, I guess, was if Snorlax is like Amnesia one, or it goes for a Blizzard. But more often than not, when it's got Slam, it's got a all physical set. It has Slam, Earthquake, Hyper Beam. So I expect an Earthquake here. We go for Toss. Doesn't kill it. Does Quake. Toss again. Flying Lunar Clipper says messing up at that point. I don't get this play. I guess they were fishing for a Blizz miss, and it might have just been their only hope. I mean, their team wasn't the best. It was a slow-ass team. Really fucking slow team, that. Once Ditto was frozen, Primeape and Snorlax out the way, Golem just kind of destroyed it. But Rhyhorn was going for the substitutes. I mean, Toss is going to get through. It's only 1-256 Toss misses. Once I saw the subs coming out, I was like, fine, I'll Toss. Send in the Golem. Which pretty much cleans it up from here. If we could make one more switch, just to be safe. And no, I didn't even do that. And then we finish. I also had Lapras and Pikachu left. Flying Lunar Clip had asked me what last 2 mons were, so we did that with plenty of room to spare, really. Pikachu on right, Lapras would have cleaned that up. No problem. So, it was 3 apiece, guys. Round 1. With the run that I've been on at this point, as I said, the very first tournament I won. Very second tournament I got silver on. Shot me right up to like 4th in the Hall of Fame at the time, and I'd only been around for 2 tournaments. But then we had first round defeat, second round defeat, first round defeat, second round defeat, second round defeat, I think. Something like that. So at this point I'm thinking, bloody hell, like, I'm fucking shit. Like, I can't go out in the first round again. I was nervous for this one. I was, yeah, really not wanting to go out in the first round yet again. Because one thing we've done this year as well, actually, so I hosted this tour, by the way, I should preface, so I've hosted tours since the last video I did. We've got like a leaderboard of 2022 performances, and I was kind of near the bottom of people who have actually scored points. I was something like 20th, no, I think I was 15th seed in this tournament because it went off that. So there's the pressure of that, obviously, as well. Like, if you go out in the first round, you get a harder draw next time, and so on. So there's big pressure on this one. Let's see how we go. We have a Ditto lead against Nidorino, which wasn't ideal. I'm going to get level 88, but I didn't want to switch out on Reno. I just took it. And I think we actually do lose this 1v1. I mean, they got the damage on me, but I had level 88. I think we get quite unlucky here. We get crit edged. We did get the para, the first slam though. And Seedra can come in and wipe that up. Wartortle. Didn't have much safe for Wartortle then. It slam paras me. We use the Agil, switching to Onyx because I expected a Thunderbolt. And Onyx, I wouldn't say hard counters Weezing, but it counters it pretty fucking well. Onyx's special is so bad though that Weezing's Fire Blast will hurt it, and Onyx's attack's so shit that I don't even think it hit 2 KOs with Earthquake. Onyx is also countered very well by Marowak. We're going for Slam on him. I think on matchup, I really shouldn't have won this match. Because straight away Mon's getting countered. It gets a crit slam on Seedra there. I really need to chip Wartortle down. We send in the Zam, which gets a big crit there. I'm not sure that mattered. It probably did. Maybe a high range, a high roll, and Psychic would have killed Wartortle, but that was big because you bet your best bottom dollar it would be about to slam me. And if Zam got parried, we're in a world of pain. I expect the Thunder Wave there. This was a risky turn as well, though, because a Psychic, 2 Psychics would take Onyx off for sure. We just go for the Boom, which was fine by me to weaken Marowak. Nido comes in. I did expect a switch. I could have gone Blizz. I actually expected Kadabra, so we go Slam. I put at that point, I was like, oh, I can't get a Slam Paralyze. We did there, though. That was big. The burn obviously halved the damage of that, but that was a big crit. Going to Paris. So now if I go, that was a smart end. And if I go Alakazam, even though the Weezing's like one shot, they could just safely go into Kadabra, I guess. Try and paralyze my Zam, and then maybe I'll get full powered and Weezing could boom. So we go Paris first, knowing that once I get rid of this Weeze, Kadabra and Marowak, neither are paralyzed. I could get a sleep attempt off, or force that. For this one, I just go for it. I knew Blizz was coming, I knew it would weaken me. I mean, a crit actually would have lost to Paris, and that would have been over then. We get the Spore off, though. But this was a big balls play, which I always loved doing, and it worked out. Double Spore Paris, which I wouldn't say it's rare, but you don't always see it. It saved my ass. Even like the RNG definitely helps us at this endgame of round 1. But as I said, I feel like given a matchup, we did well to even get in this position, because I had a dog shit team really, and do manage to hit the stun spot. At this point, I just have to go for Drain on seeking get as much HP as possible. I knew that Paris was pretty much key, but I couldn't really afford to switch into Zam. We eat a Blizz, live on 2 HP, 2%. Get another Drain off, full power. Get another Drain off. Miss Blizz, get another Drain off. So we have a Paris of 44%, which is in range of tanking a Psychic from Kadabra, and that was huge. It really decided this game. Spoiler alert, guys, I might speed up bits of this, because this is going to be a long ass end game. I think it was a 110 game. Because you have Card vs Sam. The interesting thing with Kadabra vs Alakazam trades is largely what I mentioned before. We're going to paralyze each other. That's a given. If none of us, one could have Seismic Toss, and that could be the difference if one's got Reflect. One could have Counter. If I have Counter, I want, which I think it did on this one, I want them to have Seismic Toss. Flying Lunar Clippers, Kadabra had Reflect. I had Counter. So I can do nothing but spam Psychics, hope for the special drop. Even if I get the special drop, what can I do? Switch out into another mon. I have a Paris that's weak, can't really tank too many Psychics. He was in the same boat, he had a Marowak that was asleep. I could maybe have played around recover spamming first, dropping it special, tried to force the Marowak in, kill it, and then I can sleep Kadabra, but it's too risky. I think we just go for the 2-wave. That was the better play. But that crit special drop right from the off put me on the back foot a bit. What we really need now is a rival special drop and a Kadabra, and then our speed is going to be the same after this 2-wave. Because now it outspeeds me each time. But we get one nice. So now we're both just going to trade recovers, I'm sure. I get a crit. Maybe we'll speed it up actually. So at this point I would speed it, because I've dropped its special twice. Gets full HP, yeah. And we get powered that turn. That was really unfortunate. Because that's where you really want to hit and get rid of the Marowak. Because the thing with the Marowak is, and the Paris, it's there to just reset the special drop. I get really fortunate here though, that when it comes back in, I drop it twice. So again, we outspeed it. Again, it switches. The prior special drop on Marowak meant that I didn't kill it. But I took that opportunity when they switched to Marowak to reset my Zam as well. At this point though, a serious problem was arising in that all I had for attacking move was Psychic. Same with them. I was down to 4 PP, they're on 10. And it's now they used to Reflect. And I was thinking, fuck man. Because Paris can also have Slash, but he knows my set. It's just Drain, Slam. Paris rarely crits. Its Body Slam, I think, would have done about 40, 45, something like that. So it was a free out with Reflect up. I was screwed. I think at one point they switch out. Oh, a couple of times they switch out and reflect that card. I think if they stayed in, they would have won the match. So they kind of really threw this. But you got a special draw. At this point, I started realizing I might have messed up. And, you know, I probably did in a way. Because they're starting to go for 2 waves. It may go to like a PP battle. They're starting to save their psychics. I could have maybe gone for it then with Paris. I'm not risk it. Then we switch into a special draw. Pretty epic end this to an epic match. We've been dropped twice at this point. I was like thinking, oh god. But now they're going on the offense, trying to just get through with them psychics. I'm just kind of stalling the PP out. You have to kind of do that. I mean, they just hope for full powers and stuff. I got to kind of sit in them because even if they're going to wave to, you know, PP stall, I can't really safely send the Paris into this. I think soon though it do a ballsy turn where I just go Paris to reset this. Right there. It was a turn they used Reflect as well though, but if they'd have used Psychic or Thunder Wave then, been the world of trouble one. But at that point I was thinking, oh, I kind of have to reset this Sam. So just continue with Wave off into Amara. As well, I mean, some part of that play is just trying to bait out a Psychic. We both do it. Because you can send the Marowak, I click Psychic, then they send the Kadabra in, and then I'm down 1 Psychic. I have 3 left, they have 4 left at this point. Really cool end game. I've seen it before. I've played games like this before, end games. But they're always pretty tense. And this one was interesting with the mind games involved, just because we both had one of them on that was like 1 shot, or yeah, it's pretty weak. Not gonna speed this up, guys, because it's nearly done. I just take the initiative and make a play soon. We still have plenty of PP left. I think they would have won the PP battle. Reflect 32. To be fair, Counter had 32 as well. But I think I've just used more moves than them, because they switched out to the Mario more. So I was kind of losing the PP. They also had Reflect. So, you know, if we end up struggle versus struggle, they'd have won that. I go into the Paris. Reflect card up. Excuse me. Right there, like, it's happened a few times. If they keep that Kadabra in with Reflect, they win. This was the crucial turn that was messed up. They kept Marowak in for an extra turn, so it allowed Paris a free hit. He can't afford the Marowak to die here, because then Zam with his 2 psychics left could just drop card special, and then maybe Paris can come in and start draining it. Once the Zam goes down, I could just stall a Kadabra with Zam anyway, to the point where it's struggling, and then Mega Drain would just destroy it. So this turn, I wouldn't say it was quite lost yet, but this gave me the initiative to actually do something, whereas they were probably favourite. We hit the slam, does 48.1, not quite 2-co. Go for another slam. I knew they didn't have counter. That slam does 7%. They can come through and get a Thunder Wave. At this point, Kadabra outspeeds me, of course. I could bait the Psychic into Zam, but I didn't want them healing. They're going to go for the recover or the Psychic, so we just stay in, go for it to get the recover. Another slam. The recover. We get through. Another slam. Full para into slam. And at that point, guys, it was like, phew. Still none over though, because Marak will. It's already been asleep 2 turns. It could wake up and Blizz one-shot me. Earthquake with 2 Kozam, which is already paralyzed. Might not necessarily get through Psychic. And what would you have it? It wakes up, but I do manage to get through with the Mega Drain and we win. So what a match. I was saying at the end, I was like, oh, GG, epic match, well played. Yeah, really epic series. I was saying to them, I hope to see you in future tours, and I absolutely, Flying Lunar Clipper played really well for the first ever tour match. It was definitely an epic. So that was it for round 1, guys. Long intro to round 1. That is the first leg of 5. I'm gonna pause to record while I get the replays from the round 2 match, and you may recognise the name of the next opponent. Ah, there we go. Much better. Really hot day in England today. I don't know why I'm wearing that. Yeah, I had no resist for Magneton. I didn't have a Groundmon. I didn't have a Grassmon. So it was a bit of a feels bad. And what are we going to do with this thing? Precisely nothing. I tried to slam power it. You send in the Meowth. I know it's 2-Ko from Slash. He'll bound to go for Thunder Wave. Goes in with the Thunderbolt. And then we get full powered. Another bolt. Popo's saying damn at this point. Then we send Metapod. Like I said, guys, we got some trash teams to start this match. I was playing this at like 5, 6 a.m. It was around the time the deadline was due. We left this one a bit late. But it was, in fact, it was maybe even late enough. I think it was really early morning for Popo. And he was like, do you want to play? And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. So it'd have been, because he's Brazilian, it'd have been like 2, 3 a.m. for him or something. He might well have been tired. I don't think he was at his best in this match, but he completely swept me in that one. Far-fetched Poliwrath. I mean, I showed the team at the end. You can do this, show team. And look how awful this team was. Not much to say about that game. I was doomed from the off. Charmeleon, Farfetch'd, Meowth, Poliwrath, Nidorino, Metapod. No status moves on that team. I hate that. Not a single one. We didn't even have Hypnosis, Poliwrath. Amnesia Wrath was the only real way, but, you know, they had Abra, Magneton, and Weezing, which dealt with that. Yeah, that was a right off of the game, that one, and Popo went 1-0 up. Popo, very good player, someone you don't really want to give a lead to too much. So this game would be crucial, and like I said, I don't think Popo is quite at his best. Oh, this is the same game. Apologies, guys, I've loaded the same game. I don't think Popo is quite at his best. Should have really won this match. It's easy to tell what game it is with Popo because he always does this. He'll say the score. 1-0, good luck. We did at least. I mean, I kind of wall his team here, to be fair, but I think he should have won this match. There are a couple I just hard walled. Firstly, the Zapper against Rhyhorn. But then he has Egg. That was a really good switch by me, though. I know he's not going to sack the Zapdos, because if you can get rid of Rhyhorn or cripple it, or get it low enough that Jolpeck might take it out with a crit or something, you're going to keep the Zapdos alive. So I knew this switch was coming, and then I went into Egg to get the drop on potential sleep. He goes Porygon. However, he does have a Shitmon to sack, but we missed a sleep harder, which is so typical. He's saying no. Going with the Psychics. It gets a Para. I didn't have sub Rhyhorn. I was hoping he'd made. I don't even know why I did that, to be honest. I just got poisoned. Maybe it did have sub Rhyhorn, but once it got poisoned. No, I didn't do it. I don't know. I don't know that change. That switch. Porygon goes in with Blizz. We go Hitmonchan. Could go for the submission there, you'd think, naturally, but I expected the Zapper to come in, so we go Slam, hoping to paralyze it. Don't get it. Into the Caterpie. Just in case he double switched, expecting the Rhyhorn. Yeah, he goes Porygon there. I mean, you might as well go into something that can use Thunder Wave, a two-wave recoverer. You're going to do that against Caterpie. Caterpie's just there as a sack. Another Caterpie. Caterpie Hitmonchan. My team wasn't the best. A Rhyhorn really saved me in this game. Executor is kind of my only good one at this point. Well, Rhyhorn became good because of his team. This was kind of wild of him. He stays in against the Chan, maybe expecting a body slam, thinking I'll power it and then get out. And but I do. Read the stage, just go for the submission. He gets his Thunder Wave. At this point, he's probably thinking, well, it's paralyzed. Am I going to have another chance of recovering with this Porygon? Because Zapdos can't 2-wave with Rhyhorn there. Maybe didn't want to risk double switching. So he just goes for the recover. And of course, we missed the submission. I fucking hate submission. I'm going to say that on the side, actually, at the same time. Good read by Popo. He eats the sleep with Zapdos, who's kind of pointless right now as Walled. But I did have Double Spore Egg read the next switch, and we paralyzed Kangaskhan. This was really key. I just go for the damage on Kanga at this point. Get a special drop, so it's Tuco. It gets a crit though. No Paras. We follow up with another Psychic into Voltorb. Just another mon walled by Rhyhorn. He goes for Toxic, not really sure why. Maybe forgot Rhyhorn was poisoned, or just in case to switch to anything else, expecting shenanigans. Nidoran would have bet submission. Yeah, as you can see, like the danger was that without sleeping Porygon, we didn't really have much to do with it. I could have boomed with the egg. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I didn't want to do that yet. I was playing around. Classic tour match. Even with shit teams, it's a lot of turns. At this point, I feel like Rhyhorn's use is gone. Zapper's already asleep. I have to sack. Just trying to freeze Porygon. At this point, it was desperate situation, really. I know Kanga's not a 1 Oko with Psychic from Egg. And I'm thinking, well, I'm probably 2-0 down now. Send up Zapper, just in case it woke up. Didn't though. Full power on Kanga was nice. I thought maybe a switch then into Porygon. Because it could eat a slam, a couple of slams potentially. Or, even a Hitmonchan against Rattata. So go for Super Fang, which didn't do a lot. Eat a Hyper Beam. Now this was his big mistake, in my opinion. I don't think he should have Hyper Beamed. I think he should have slammed. Because the Hyper Beam gives it a charge of recoil. So I think, well, okay, I'm gonna go into Egg. You're already paralyzed, so you can shake off the recharge to turn I switch, but I'm gonna get an attack off. Go into Psychic. And what this did basically is, because I could have finished off with Rattata there. It prevents Porygon coming out first, because then I could just sleep it. So I know Hitmonchan has to come out first. I'm thinking Hitmonchan might not kill me from there. I can one-shot it with Psychic. He could maybe, again, it's the mind games, I guess, but if I was Popo, I think I'd have sent out Porygon first against Egg. What else can I do? I have to sleep it, really, because Hitmonchan can take Rattata, barring a crit slam. Even then, I might need a full power. He could send out Porygon, which won't die to Psychic, even a crit, I imagine. And then maybe switch, tank the sleep with Hitmonchan. Go back to Porygon, take a Psychic. Or just go Porygon first and try and bait an explosion. Could have been some mind games going. But I mean, another way is he could just paralyze me with Slam, or maybe it was a roll. He gets neither. He deals 25% damage, or 11.5%. get the kill with Psychic. And at this point, I mean, I could sleep if I wanted to. But yeah, Explosion kills. I wasn't even entirely sure it'd kill, but Rattata would have come in and finished it anyway. Body Slam. And we get that game back. It was 1-1. Man, there are a lot of rounds in this. I might just start playing some of these games out for you to enjoy. Because I'm only 2 rounds into 5. I didn't want to do like another 2-hour video, so I'm not going to commentate as much now for some of these. Maybe just I'll watch the game in a couple of key moments. I might pause. So I guess we can have music on now as well. I'm saying at that point, I'm like, we've had some GOAT teams today. My third Nido, 2 grass each this game. Yeah. He has doubles for Oddish. These teams were fucking rough, man. Like I said, first 3 games, I had like nothing fast. This game is a rough one, I remember. Piper just completely walled me. I think I had Blizz, Blicky as well, so even like the Kabuto, it's not even like I could have Earthquaked it. He reveals that, expecting the Hyper Beam. His rock coverage, Kanga's just great all around. Yeah, the 2 grass, my Tangela, Paris can't really do much after sleeping things. It was a rough game. And then to top it all, here's Lapras. Let's just say F at that point. Here's Lapras to wall the Blastoise. I'm gonna get crit. You can tell I was triggered at this point. I probably should have slammed there. I mean, I kind of had to go for the Mega Drain because Kabuto could just blizz me. Tangela was my only hope at this point. I had no rest Blastoise to think. And Lax was weak. Just forfeit now. Yep. At that point, it was over. I showed the team there. It wasn't a great team at all that game. So it was 2-1 Popo. On to game 4, guys. And again, yeah, I think I might just let these play out a bit more now. Like I said, I'll stop it if ever I feel like there's something worth noting down. But I don't want to go through every play. It'll take too long. I'll just watch them. Even this RNG at this point is like going down. The RNG kind of starts to turn in this game. And also, Popo, I hesitate to say this because he's obviously a great player, but I think he throws this game hard, in my opinion. We shall see. That was a decent switch into the card. I know it's gonna... I mean, it could have just slammed, I guess. It was a risky one, but I knew I needed Dugong for the Dragonite. I think the Dragonite scared me. Because it could Blizz, Graveler, Electrode. It was walled by his Graveler. We're going to this. Then he had Hypno, and at this point, I think I put on my finger. I was like, oh, I finally got a team that when I first got them, I'm thinking, God, this is a good team. I can do something with these for once. You know, I have a few ones that are speedy, good bulk, happy days. You have Grandmon to eat all this. But literally all of them are fucking walled. Dugong and Goldeen by Wartortle. Graveler by Wartortle. Electrode by Graveler. And even Dragonite's good against it, and Kadabra by Hypno. So playing around this is going to be rough. Expect its wave, going to Gland. We're actually 2 Grammons. Expected the switch there, we go Body Slam. Don't get the Parrot. I was decided to stay in. I was like, oh, maybe he'll double switch here or something. Or we just really need to paralyze the Dragonite, which does outspeed the Dugong. And if it to wave to Dugong, Garble can deal with it. We didn't get the Parrot. We took a Slam, crit, full Parrot. That crit, maybe mad. He'd probably just sack the Wartortle at that point, I think. The first Blizz wouldn't have killed her. They'd finished off though. And then Snorlax comes in. And at this point I'm thinking, God, same stuff really. I need to keep the Dugong alive and healthy. I don't think it had rest, this Dugong. I think it was Blizz, Body Slam, Mimic, Surfs or some bullshit. Didn't know what Snorlax it was though. I could set up Amnesia. So switch. It's a Trode. Body Slam, full Para. I knew Graveler was coming regardless. I didn't want to get full Para trying to fish for a wave first. We just that forces Graveler out though, and then Dugong comes in. At this point, Electabuzz comes on. But oh god, freeze there would have been nice. Psychic. I expected Dragonite. Dragonite can block the Earthquake as well, of course, because it's far flying. So we go for Body Slam. I think at this point I'm like, just give me one, come on. How many slams I've done, and I didn't get 1 Para. This game, it was a miracle to be on this. Switch Dugong into the Blizz. I just don't really understand this. I think Dragonite walls Kadabra quite well, although he had the Hypno. He just goes for the damage there. Maybe switch to Snorlax. So again, he could use Snorlax for Cad. Goes for Hyper Beam. That's why I thought. Get an Earthquake off. But it's like these last 10 turns, perhaps. I think Quill leaves there and comes back and he's like, wow, you won it. Because yeah, I just don't really think this was off. He goes for Hyper Beam, Snorlax. The Graveler eats that, although I didn't know it was coming. It could have Earthquake. But, I figured we have to get Graveler in. We have to protect the Dugong. And then this switch, I don't really get. It goes into Graveler. He hits. And to be fair, I think I win the speed tie here, but the other Graveler, well, yeah, it would have killed me. We win the tie. And then Electabuzz comes in. If Hypno came in, it could have... I don't know if Psychic would have killed. I could have gone for the Hypnosis. None of my mons are asleep. 6% to hit, to be fair. I'd have maybe on his Kadabra then or something. But he sends Electabuzz in, just trying to fish him for a Psychic crit. Doesn't get it. We have Earthquake, kill. Again, Hypno could have maybe hypnotized, so as I say, I'd take a switch. We take a crit. But at this point, I was already in a good position. I was out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I could 2-wave the Hypno. It's still dangerous, might have rest. It can still Hypnosis, 1 of 2 of my other mons. But Graveler and Dugong, I'll speed both of them now. Although they are both bulky. However, 1 toss, 2 toss, Psychic crit, because I feared probably switch to Snorlax now, and Snorlax might be too co with Psychic. Into 4 Power and Popo forfeited, because at that point, Kadabra just finishes them, even if not, Graveler comes in. I imagine he was resting that turn to stay in, or just going for the Hypnosis or something. I said sorry for the ending, and for real it was. I still had a lot of luck at that end against that Hypno, with it getting 2 Hypnosis misses and a full Power, I think. But But it turns probably, I think Popo played the end game wrong, in my opinion. So it was 2-2 at that point. All to play for. On to game 5 then, guys. I don't remember this game too well. Let's go. I think I kind of walled him this game. It's not too much you could have done. There's a good read. A sleep it, go for the ice beam, and then a predict the turn he's going to switch. Go for 2. Right there. Thunder Wave into the EV. Low Onyx steals it anyway. But he'd anticipate the Onyx then, and I thought, oh, he will switch. Maybe could have 2-aved again. I decided to go for the ice beam so he could freeze something. Don't get it, so we'll 2-wave. Get a Mewtwo. I think it turns out this Mewtwo is no heal. I did have chances to over it, but still dangerous. So we do get a bit of luck on some of these switch-ins. Crit, Thunderbolt, hurts a lot. You might have expected a Thunderbolt then, because he wouldn't really have felt comfortable switching into a Slam. Wants to keep the, I don't even know why. Wants to keep it cool, because Onyx kind of could have dealt with it. That crit was big. Into the submission miss as well. Pinsir could have been dangerous. I've shot 2 ground mons. I think at this point it was just over. I went for the damage with Onyx. Because Jiggly's asleep. EV powered. Sensical goes down to 1. Found me right there after the he went down. He got a really unfortunate matchup that one, Popo, and a bit of bad luck on the Pinsir. Although I did have really good bulky defensive mons in Cloyster, Sandslash, Onyx. I just had a lot of bulk on this team. Not a huge amount of firepower, not a huge amount of speed, but enough to wall them pretty sufficiently. Made some good reads as well with the sleeping of Jiggly, the Twaven of Eevee on the switch in, and some of the crits on Mewtwo were obviously really nice, because once Mewtwo does set up a few amnesias, even Chansey could struggle. I'd have to 2-ave it and just bulk it down with some of the other mons. But I could have done that with likes of Cloyster's Boom, Slash's Earthquake. It was no heal Mewtwo, thankfully. If it was a heal Mewtwo, that game could have been a bit rough. Because then once you send Cloyster out, you could just bait the Boom into his Golem, which he hadn't showed at that point. But yeah, it was not one of them games that I feel like Popo couldn't do too much in that one on matchup, which can happen sometimes. However, I was happy to see that, because it meant it was 3-2. We'd won 2 in a row. After, really struggling to get decent teams for the first half of this match. We start getting good teams out. On to the next one, guys. Game 6 against Popo. 3-2 up. I'm on the right hand side. I think I'm just going to start showing the whole games with the sound, and then do that. I'll do like a minute or 2 talking about at the end. Seems better. winning this, but it was crucial. No slam power. And that was it, guys. We take the win, 4-2 over Popo the Slope in round 2. The fourth win in a row against Popo. We did manage to get another one. And yeah, this was a real game of two halves. The team matchups went the best for me at the start of the RNG, and they kind of just flipped. Couple of end games I just played a little better in. Popo did well. Like I said, I don't think he was at his best. But he's still a formidable opponent, so I had to be at my best. And did need a bit of RNG. You do need RNG to win these tournaments at this level. Sometimes it's the difference. And it helped me there. A couple of moments in that one, you know, I had Drowsy and Hypno, and they were my firepower. Both of them on the same team again. We lost Ivysaur, did get a turn, because we missed Sleep Hard, which is really unfortunate, because at that point I'm like, he's gonna let Nidoking sleep? Like, wow, what the fuck kind of team's this guy got? Really fucking OP Mons. I don't know if that was the right call, but from Popo, looking at his team, I don't know. One thing to note is, actually looking at this, he had an all-physical team, though, and the fact that I had Drowsy Hypno, it's just rough for him. Although he did have a couple of dancers that could really have fucked me up. Yeah, and he wants what we got Nidoking pretty low for Poliwrath, I think, to 38 or so. And then I anticipated a switch, went for the Hypnosis, he had that, and at that point I'm thinking, oh god, that's trouble. But we managed to go to Tauros, not too bad. I think it might have, did it miss a beam? Machoke, once that was paralysed and full powered, I had Poliwrath in like 6 to use as a pivot. But it managed to get some extra damage in on Tauros. But basically it was all about paralysing things with Clef, Drowsy or Hypno, and sending one of Drowsy or Hypno in to clean them up. Lickitung, I just went for the tray. I couldn't sleep it because Nidoking was asleep. And it didn't body slam or hyper beam. Popo might have been expecting me to switch when it was low. You know, me expecting a hyper beam, but I kind of bluffed on that. Kept the Drowsy in, didn't get a parried or anything. Managed to wave the Kabutops itself. And then that did nothing, really. It got full powered a few times. The end was scary. I can't remember what my last was, but I think it's something that might well have gone down to a Cypher Hyper Beam. Anyway, he's gone a Sword Stance first, so we go for the 2-wave. But then that Blizzard miss after it jilled, and he outsped. The question was, is he going to Slash or Hyper Beam? Well, he kind of has to Hyper Beam, so we predict that, switch into the Hypno, live, get the counter, which does double the damage back, and then it was over. Because Hypno obviously Yoko's Nidoking. And that was round 2, guys, so we're on to the quarterfinal, 32-man tournament now, so round 3 is going to be quarterfinal. Let's pause the record and fetch those replays. So, quarterfinal, guys, was against Full Focus Sash, who would also playing their first tournament. But they'd knocked out Ruizen in round 1, 4-3. Ruizen won a bronze in the last tournament, Hall of Famer, with 1 bronze right now. And they knocked out Stunner 4-1 in round 2. Stunner 047, who is someone who's finished 4th, I think, in his first tournament. I think it was 4th. So, 2 decent opponents, so I knew not to underestimate them. Run into them on the ladder here and there. There was 1600 on the ladder. First time playing Full Focus Sash. Again, I'm on the right here. Let's see how it goes. I might start commenting on these less, honestly, because I'm wary of how many games are left. I get hit with the old Spore into Stun Spore then. I remember this game. This Lapras is absolutely key. Yeah, it's gonna win me this game. I don't think there's too much more to say about this. I'll just comment while it's playing out. Once the Mewtwo, I mean, the sack of Oddish I kind of get. They kind of had a bad hand there in terms of they had 2 Watermons and not the ideal Watermons. Horsey and Seadra can do next to nothing to Lapras. Right now, I mean, I guess they haven't got Dedge or Hyper Beam or something, or even like Smokescreen. They're going for Blizzard. I wonder if they didn't know that you can't freeze an Icemon. I feel like they were fishing for that. But Lapras with Rest, once it was left with just an asleep Oddish, Horsey, Seadra, Tangela, they couldn't sleep me because Gloom was asleep. There wasn't much they could have done. Maybe if they had Growth's Tangela, they could have done it with Mega Drain, but they had Sword Stance Tangela. So it was just over then. The Mewtwo kind of got lucky. I mean, once I paralysed it with Jolt, I knew they're going to Amnesia. We switch into Mew. They got a full power on that turn, I think. Got another Amnesia off while I took a chance to Sword Stance. And then I lived the Blizz. Earthquake once into Hyper Beam, Sword Stance Mew. But say if they'd have got through that first one anyway, I think it'd have been fine because that Mew actually had Explosion. I had Sword Stance Explosion. And in the end, we win pretty comfortably. We had a lot of mons left. I think, spoiler alert, this ends up being the most comfortable win of my progression through in terms of, not score line, but just in terms of the games that I won. But there were some crucial turns. We were quite healthy then. I think the hand that Flying Luna Clipper got there was really unfortunate. Staying in with the Clef against Lapras probably was all about what they could do. And yeah, that was just an unfortunate game, in my opinion. Right, next up. They had a sleeper drop on me in the lead. 2 games running, by the way. You can never. I don't think people emphasize the importance enough of the lead in, particularly in runs or in Pokemon. The power of the lead, and yeah, put me on the back foot straight away in this one. We did have a sleeper / stun spore of our own known Parasect. Unfortunately, missed the first stun spore, but God damn it, what am I doing? Lots of hacks this Bulbasaur. turns than I did get. I don't know why they fire blasted at the end then, because I think Slam probably would have killed Nidoking. But you can see in that game, guys, I was just laughing at because I was like, I'm yapping away in a side then. I thought Yazoo would laugh, call me yapper. One of the thing I forgot to say, guys, is that. One moment, my God. This game, that was the only win. I got really the only win of flying full focus sash. I'm gonna say I don't even think it was a guaranteed win, like a comfortable win at all. I think sending the Kuno first against Wiggly was crazy. I think personally I'd have sent Freezing. Didn't know what else they had. They had Kangaskhan. Maybe could have hyper beamed it. Tails could have pissed about with it. But the freeze really was like clutch and crucial, and yeah, it was an unfortunate one. At that point we're 1-1, and I was kind of annoyed because I'm thinking like I kind of had that game as like 50-50. Thingy had 2-wave. Wiggly. It's obviously going to attack me first turn. We can 2-wave it into what else did I have? Probably had Thunderbolt. Well, Slam could have even done. It was probably Thunderbolt the last one, maybe even Hyper Beam. But then it allowed it after the freeze to set up a Reflect as well, and I had Rock Slide, quad effective on Kanga, which just couldn't get through. Barring a crit, we weren't going to get through. So that was a frustrating game. I also forgot another shout out I want to give, by the way, guys, is to Nabor, playing the Flareon. Cool guy, who was one of the people who messaged me congratulations after winning this tour. So shout out to Nabor, along with, again, shout outs to Rabbit, Yazoo, NJ, Tyler, Quill. Much love, boys. Particularly Tyler, Quill, Yaz. Much love to the boys. Anyway, top it. Next one. Game 3. You may notice a pattern emerge in the way I win each of these last 3. It's fucking meme world ending. God, my team was bad in this game, but my last is very good. I was saying on the side, I was like, go pod. It was getting good damage. It took out the shot. Tyler called it in the chat there. You can't quite see that, but he said Mewtwo or bust. He just joined. You can see straight away. And yeah, I said, yeah, I knew as soon as I saw the team. This Mewtwo. I think it might have been the free attack no heal. So not too many hacks in this game. It was an unfortunate team in terms of Licky didn't do too much. It wasn't Earthquake Licky, unfortunately, so couldn't. It was completely wall by on the start, as was Pidgey, which had Mimic. I remember clicking Mimic, fucking dumbass. I actually meant I thought it was Mirror Move for a sec, and I was going to try and Mirror Move something. Would have been Earthquake on Almastar as well. instead of like mimic something of Omastar. It could have worked out if I got Blizz and froze it, or Pump, did a bit of damage. But the key here were Electrode, which wasn't walled and dealt significant damage to, two Watermons. Machop was kind of out at that point, otherwise it could have quaked me. Electable's kind of walled it, but we had Rhyhorn for him. Rhyhorn, Electrode, and Mewtwo are key here. The Mewtwo not get parried, taking the Ratsadam was key. Switching Electables into Mewtwo was risky by him, but we got a nice crit. Well, I guess that's why it's risky by him. In the end game, I knew if Tauros. I don't think Tauros after a Thunderbolt, because we didn't get a crit TB from Electrode. It's on about 60% or some shit. I knew if it paralysed me with Slam, it would have been dangerous. I could have maybe. The last few turns were interesting because he had Tauros and Omastar up. They're both pretty healthy. I had a 60% Mewtwo, a full HP Electrode. I considered maybe should have Boom on a Tauros, let Mewtwo come in and guarantee kill it. And then I could Amnesia up in the Omastar, which could have Slam. Given I thought that, I assume it was Heal. It was probably Psychic Thunderbolt Mewtwo, actually. So I remember that going through my head. Went in with the Thunderbolt. It Slam didn't... Or did it Earthquake? It didn't power me, or it didn't crit me. Yeah, they went for the Earthquake, actually. Only 47. I went for the Thunderbolt. Full Focus actually switches to the Omastar, maybe anticipating a Boom on the Tauros. But I knew I could have weakened it enough for Mewtwo to come in, which was the initial thought with Explosion anyway. So I'm never really going to switch there. And then once we switched into the Omastar and took a Thunderbolt from that, it was over. We finished Omastar and just blow up on the Tauros. So that was a 2-1 lead. On to game 4, guys. Bulbasaur does his thing. It's a sleeper. It's about all he's good for. I remember, I'm going to say quickly, I feel like this game's a prime example. Not to flame Full Focus Sash here, not as quite as experienced at like tournament level. But I think this is a prime example of, and it separates the best players. People like Davey, Tyler, Yaz, really, really good at this. You identify your win con, and you've got to look at what's on the other team and think, how am I going to deal with that? And I think this is a prime example of a mistake in that. It's going to come up soon. I gotta pause it when it's at that point. This was quite fortunate, by the way, because Kinga kind of scared me, man. It could have really fucked with me. We do get a power and we get some damage off with Liquid. I had to switch out from the rest Blastoise because I didn't want to turn up too much. It does Hyper Beam. Excuse me. Oh. Open up, guys. So it gets powered there. After, I mean, I missed the Hyper Beam first, to be fair, but we got that opportunity thanks to the power. But then it gets full powered. After I miss that, go for the Hyper Beam again. It's gonna beat me out. And that left it in range of Abra. And at this point, because I was keeping the Abra in the back, great sweeper, high special, 258 special, I think, for that stab psychic. I knew a lot of things were weak. It wouldn't one-shot Growlithe, but it deals with Jiggly. We had Kingler in range of going down, Golbat, and Hitmonlee go down in 1. So Abra's really dangerous here. So from Full Focus Sash's perspective, you've got to be thinking, how am I going to do with the Abra? What am I going to do against the Abra? Growlithe's useful against it. What else is useful against it? You send the Wiggly, which is the best bet. I expected it to wave, so going to Blastoise. Goes for the Slam instead. But I think this is fatal. I mean, I guess you could think, oh, what could they do against the Blastoise? But I feel like you've got to go Lee here and just hope for like Slam power and stuff like that. Or, weaken it with Wiggly, but then get out with Wiggly quickly. They keep Wiggly in for a 1v1. Takes 1 pump, I'd switch out right there. Throw them. Takes another pump, and at this point Abra can come in and just sweep this as well. So it's pretty much all down to Growlithe. Undied, Rest, Blastoise. Go for the Blizz, make sure it hits. More accurate than pump. So yeah, I keep Blastoise at this point because I'm thinking if I paralyze them, or it comes out against like a Kingler or Golbat, I can just get a Rest. And then Growlithe's just done for, pretty much. And it was the only threat left. Actually switching to Electrode because Blastoise is one shot. Raticate could still be useful. I know Speed would kill Kingler probably, and we can Hitmonlee enough. In the end, I think Electrode deals with them all. Crits, late. Said you'd see a pattern emerging. Yeah, we explode to end that one as well. Not so much a BM, that's just the quickest way to do it with the Growlithe there. Yeah, leaving Boomers till late as well is obviously useful because of how much damage it does. And that was that game, guys. 3-1 up. Yeah, man, we're like an hour and a half in. Maybe I'll just start showing the games and not commentate at all, guys. I don't know, it's getting a bit long. It's 5 rounds worth. Should I just... It's a shame to do no more commentary on them, I guess, but I think I'm just going to play the games off the remainder of it. It's half 3 AM. My voice is going. So, yeah. Let's just play them up. I'm just going to sit and watch. Nabor, that was who I shouted out to. Great guy. And Tyler as well, of course. And they're all here, there's NJ. It's definitely NJ Nick. I'll do another shout out as well, actually, guys, to Tyronbo, who's a fucking great person in the community as well. I'm in a side server with Tyronbo and a bunch of other cool guys and girls. That counter was sexy, by the way, I want to say, from the Machoke against the Fearow. That was really fucking good. Props to full focus for that one. Look at this point, expected a 2-wave, but it's too risky to go to Golem. It's a boomer, and it could be really good. Big crit. Took Pariel. I don't think it mattered too much. That's why saving the Golem was nice. That was another pretty good double switch. But I get pretty lucky here. And that was it, guys. I don't think them stunts for miss from Paris onto the Secret matter too much, because Fearow could just keep coming in and drill pecking and eventually wear down the Fearow anyway. The Fearow couldn't do much. Golem kind of fucked them both. It outsped Paris. Its Rock Slide at that range, about 42%. Would have killed it. We saw it do more to Parasect, so it would have dealt with Paris. And Fearow couldn't really do much for it, so it was a good thing indeed to keep the Golem alive. I knew it would be useful. I was keeping it as a backup anyway, to essentially just boom on Porygon, which is always a threat with 2-wave recover. We saw the Zam that was full HP in the back. The Porygon full powered when it could have powered me. Zam could have maybe come in and dealt with the Paris as well, baited out Firo, and then Golem does the rest. And that was it. We say GG's to Full Focus Sash. We won our round 3, 4-1. So I've won 4-3, 4-2, and 4-1. Now, at this point I'm buzzing. I'd not even made a quarter final after the previous after the previous 2 medals that I got in the first 2 tournaments. But at this point we were in the semi-final. I was just thinking, I'm happy enough to be in the semi-final. All I have to do is win 1 match of these 2, and I get another medal. Happy enough with this. The semi-final is always key. I'm unbeaten in quarterfinals, semi-final. Well, not final because Tyler destroyed me in one final, but I was unbeaten in semi-finals. However, we came up against a formidable opponent in alpha male side of Amp. Me and Amp go back to December time or November, was it? We played a lot in the last 6-7 months, and Amp was 5-0 against me. 5-0. No one else had beaten me more than twice, I think. I think me and Yaz are at like 2-all right now. Chuvy might be 2-1 up on me in total games. Tyler's 2-1 up on me, something like that. But Amp just owns me. He still does, to be honest. He's much better than me, in my opinion. One of the top players, for sure, like S-tier player. He beat me in Indigo. He beat me in a Master Tour, 2 Master Tours, I think. No, Master Tour. He beat me twice in RBT2, which is another tournament I played in, by the way. Round about the team tournament. Shout out to those guys. That was great fun. And he'd also beat me in Future Cup, which is the latest cup that's running. It's actually, he's in the final stage right now. Him versus Yazoo, if he wins the next match, he wins that cup. He's also a former, he won the Indigo Cup, which was the year-end thing that I mentioned earlier. So Amp, great player, really good player. And coming up against him in semi-final stage, I was thinking, well, I'm probably done for again. This guy just has the number on me. It's not even like he'd beaten me, he'd whoop me a lot of times. It was like 4-0, 4-2, 2-0, 2-1, and 2-0, I think. He'd beaten me or something like that. So we're going to pause the record though, guys, and see how these games get on. So we got the games up, guys. Alpha Male Sardo vs YBW semi-final of Master Tour 11. I played this literally a couple of days ago. I kind of played those matches on the same day, actually. Popo and Full Focus Sash. And then I played the semi-final a couple of days ago and the final earlier today. So I played these like consecutive days. Kind of played 2 matches in a burst. Would wait for about a week for this one. I was kind of nervous going into it. As I said, I didn't expect too much against Amp. But preface to say, however good a record he had against me, I know that I've beaten them all as well. I've won versus Chuva, I've won versus Yazoo a couple of times. I've beaten Tyler. Although they might have beaten me more, or just as much in case of Yaz. Amp remained the only one that truly kind of terrified me, and it was a big, monkey off my back beating him there. However, I will not be afraid to admit, and I said it earlier, if you're winning these tournaments at this level, RNG favors. I'm sure Amp would have been annoyed at these games because he didn't get a lot, man. He really did not get the rub of the green in a lot of these. There've been matches against Amp in the past where he did beat me, where I didn't really get rub of the green. The 4-0 in the Indigo, he beat me. There's nothing I could have done. His teams were goated. He got really good RNG, but he also played well, and he's always read me well. I came in. It's rare to say this, but I came in with kind of a conscious game plan in this one, though, to not overplay. It's something I've said in the previous videos. We're great players. We're at the top of the ladder. You know, we're both Hall of Famers. A lot of the time, I know he's a great player, but he knows I know he's a great player, so he expects me to overplay. He'll send something out. He expects me to blizz. To switch into a Mon Little Tank blizz. So I made a conscious effort this game to kind of play a bit vanilla and not overplay, and it did pay off though. There was elements of RNG, but there are elements of outthink in him as well. Now, let's go. I mean, also walling gaps, so a wall is volatile right from the off. I love how I led with the side hook, by the way, in this game. It was quite funny. Against Stamp, of all people. Yeah, this point, and he was in a good spot. His Venat's one shot. He missed a sleep powder. To, case in point, he does not get good luck in this whole series, really. But his closest pretty much wall by Dugong. He'll be scared of blowing up because I've got Golem, which could tank it. Golem, however, does wall the Voltorb as well. So I knew we were in a good spot at this point. It's what I said earlier. If there's a Caterpie, you might as well send something into 2A. Any Gramon, he had Dragonite can kind of take the Earthquake anyway. Then he misses String Shot twice on Caterpie on the side up. Yeah, if he hits those, it's probably silly of me to stay in, I guess. But if he hits those, he could send Venonat in and get a free sleep. But at this point, I was so far ahead, I was like, whatever. Thought maybe... Kind of gets me there. I thought maybe double switch. I mean, I say kind of gets me. A crit would have killed Psyduck, obviously. I still think I had reserves. But he just sent Golem in then. So keep Psyduck in, just in case it was a double switch. He might have sent Voltorb, and then expecting the Golem, and then he switches into Venonat, which outspeeds the Golem. Just plays like that. I'm obviously would be aware of as a possibility. I feel like he plays pretty vanilla at times as well. Like this bit, it's what I'm saying, I didn't really overplay, particularly when I felt like I had enough of a lead to not do that. He'd have been thinking, oh, should I explode? This close is getting weak with the Golem. So he just goes to Blizz. But I just stay in. Also stayed in against Voltorb. This one was a conscious effort. Even if he'd like double switched, I would have stayed in. I knew it survived one that didn't crit. And if I went Golem, the Venonat could go in. This forces Venonat not in, and it forces him to reveal another Mon. Also the counter for Kadabra in Zam. Now the carton of milk, ready. I don't even know why it's away there, just in case it was Drain or something, I guess. But we get the dub. It was a conscious effort. Kadabra vs Alakazam. You expect the 2-wave in return. I thought it's best to just 2-wave Kadabra. In situations like that, if you have a Gramon like Golem, you could go into the Golem, tank the 2-wave, and then do significant damage below. Can 2K KO with Psychic. However, I knew once he paralysed Alakazam, Venonat's pretty much useless. Unless that's Dedge, which it rarely does. I'm not even sure. Can I learn it? I know Venomoth can. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have much to work with then. I kind of walled him. He had a Caterpie, like, not a great team for man. And it was kind of a formality of a game. I feel like that was a game that was largely over before it began. I had plenty of reserves left. On to game 2 then. We took a 1-0 lead. Which I've done in the past against Stamp, and he's still gone on to win. It's a prime example though in this match, kind of a hallmark of this match. He's thinking, I might get cheeky, switch out. Now the Caterpie's out, he's not going to click sleep powder, I might switch out. And I might have done the past against him, but I was like, I'm going to try and get in his head, I'm just going to stay in. He ends up sleeping the Caterpie, which is largely pointless. That was a big crit. I was maybe expecting a boom. That was silly play, bro. One, 256. He gets a few. That one didn't matter, obviously. He just get a few in this match. Well, a couple. I think in retrospect, this 2-wave was a mistake from him, unless I assume his Vileplume, which is up next, I think. In fact, he sends Carp. He has Magikarp, Vileplume. At this point, I'm thinking I'm fucked. Because I have a Paralyzed Clefable and a Kanga, I think. But Clef kind of dealt with both. I assume he had Stunspore, Vileplume. Maybe the explosion there would have been better. Having Special Clef was nice here as well. Special Sock. I'm just says, come on, Carp, chip away. Similar to what I was saying about Metapod earlier. I think at this point, once I did Blizz, I was like, it could still be, like, you may be bluffing, maybe it's still Sleep Vileplume, could still take Kanga. So it was kind of key to get another hit off. And we get full powered. He goes for another dance though. And at this point, it was over. Yeah, Kanga outspeed, finishes off. He kind of had to go for that other dance. It probably was just Sword Stunts for Vileplume. But yeah, bit of luck on the Poliwhirl. I mean, it got through Ray every time, I think. It did get full powered once. But we crit paralyzed with the slam from Tails, the second one. But Poliwhirl and Voltorb were a serious threat in this fight. Excuse me, the crit from Tauros on Arbok was terrifying. Like we lived on 2% and then got a Hyper Beam off. Did manage to get over the line, so 2-0 up. Man, this video really is dragging, guys, so I think I'm just going to start playing these. Yeah, no more post commentary, but we'll just watch them the rest of the tournament. I'll jump in here or there. I actually went for Sleep Powder there. He's probably thinking, oh, with the Caterpie it won't, but I actually went for it and we would have paid off, but we got full powered. And then this next turn I did seriously consider switching. I have a Kabuto. I felt it might boom the turn prior actually, but this turn. Many crits. Vileplume also did have Sleep Powder. But I was happy to let it sleep because we had Egg, but obviously we lost him then. Look at this point, I realised I was kind of fucked. Slowpoke just deals with my team. And he has a Ghost. Yeah, I must say on that one, guys, kind of never really stood a chance. I didn't have anything to resist a Thunder Wave or Slowpoke. If it was just Amnesia Psychic, maybe Amnesia Surf, maybe could have even done it. There was time I sent Vileplume and he kept expecting a switch, so I was going for 2 Wave. 5 turns Vileplume was asleep. It actually had Sleep Powder, so I could have maybe like turned it round then, put him on the back foot. No doubt he switched out to Slowpoke, I'm sure. Sacked something like Vic or Gengar, but I don't even know what his last was. He won that one pretty comfortably. His Slowpoke having Psychic just really destroyed me. I didn't manage to paralyze it with my chop. So, 2-1 to me at this point. On to game 4. Straight lead in Poliwell. Made a good switch here because I knew he was going to switch out. He's going to select Amnesia. I can go Arbok and get a Glare off. Oh, we missed. Oh, the lag. The lag, boys. What's happening here? My bad. I guess we're missing this game. God damn it. I'm gonna pause this record and this just crashed out. God damn, man. It lagged so much that I played the whole game up then. So, here we go again. Apologies. I think I called this in chat with Yazoo and Quill at this point. He definitely had another one of this line, Abracadabra, because of how Lucy played this one. And I was right. Another 1, 256. I got full power twice though. Okay, he sends the Abra. I think Amp says after this he actually counters. We speed tie. Meowth beat it to. I mean, well, it would have gone first anyway because he used counter. He had counter Abra, but we get a crit body slam. This is unlucky though. I think I low rolled twice in a row in Slash here. Quite killed Cruel. I had Zapdos last, so I knew at this point I had to survive something. He goes for the Rock Slide rather than the Slam, which I think was a mistake. Slam Power into the Rock Slide. Maybe a Rock Slide. I mean, a Rock Slide crit would have killed me. But I knew I had to leave it weak enough so that Zappa could finish it with the Jolpeck. Didn't send Zappa first against Cruel because it eat a Blizz, and thank God it didn't. I mean, it was 1 HP at that point. It probably would have Jolpecked anyway. But I think he did just Sword Sand Slash and then finish my Pinsir, even though it's full HP. So we sent the right one here. We hit the beam, 9%. And then, thank God the muck didn't wait, because he would have just exploded for sure, and took a tie. But we did get the win. It was 3-1 to me at that point. And at this point I'm thinking, wow, you know, I've never been this close to beating Amp. Great player, we just need one more. Still going to be tough, so let's see what game 5 yields. This point scary. I mean, he's got Groundmon, Star, which is a beast. I knew I already had Twave and Rapidash. We didn't have a great lead. We have Golduck to eat up Rapidash's attacks, although its Body Slam could still chip it down. Anticipate the Earthquake, so we go into Butterfree and get a free sleep. Missed one into the Blizz, which was about half. It was interesting that he was letting the Marowak sleep. I guess he felt with Porygon, I mean, I can still switch in and take Thunder Wave, and with Golduck there, it might not do so much. But I'm misplays in a sec, which I've done before in last tournament 1, actually, the other one. We hit the side, get crit, special drop, but it waits, I think. Put it sleep again. Anticipate maybe a switch at this point because one Psychic will kill it. So I go for Stun Spore. Then it wakes again. At this point I'm thinking, oh, a Psychic could kill it, but I anticipated switch to Rapidash the whole time. I go for sleep again. Well, he didn't actually realise it had woken up the Marowak, and I managed to sleep Wiggly. And it's also asleep for a lot of turns, which helps us hugely, because Marowak's already, like, weakened. Wiggly's dangerous. This is him saying that on the side. I think I went Golduck then. He's anticipating, he probably thinks I'm going to Amnesia up, bring in Star, so then we send in Porygon. He stays in, so we go for Blizzard. Went Butterfree, because at this point it had been asleep a lot, and I was like, oh, if it wakes up and sleeps again. Probably could have Stun Spored that, I don't know. I think this is a good play. I anticipated a switch. I anticipated he would anticipate a switch here. Didn't know what the Star had. I assume the way he's played, it was probably... I think I asked him at one point, actually. I don't think he said. It's probably Surf Blizz Star, rather than Thunderbolt Star. But I was like, I'll stay in, expect he thinks it's Porygon, not go for the Thunder Wave. Amnesia up once. So at this point he has to Thunder Wave, and then it gives us free switch into Pory. No, we did get full powered. Yeah, I took this opportunity to just kill Marowak, because then Pory can start spreading Thunder Wave. I guess he maybe expected Golduck then. Or he just didn't want the Rapidash. Alright. Tired. Big crit from Rat though. Your best, bet your bottom dollar, like the next turn from Star there would have been Thunder Wave and it started recovering, or maybe switched out, but we get a big crit. It also comes in. Surprised I didn't reveal it earlier to just try and fish from my last being a ground. Took after letting that Star go down and get parried. But at this point, yeah, we're in a really good position. However, the last could have fucked with me. Because it dodges the Earthquake, and I knew Earthquake would destroy Voltorb, Rapidash, and Wiggly, being asleep. Sandslash outsped Wiggly. So, just play around here. We both kind of play quite vanilla. Like I said, just didn't overplay at all, and kind of let Amp make the mistake and fuck up by expecting me to overplay. So anticipate Blizz here. Actually went into Porygon, so I was like, oh, I could get a power off. It survives to it, so maybe like it hits the Blizz, gets me to about 50, and we kind of bait around with whoever he's got Hyper Beam. He actually misses. Actually went for a Blizz, to be fair. Maybe anticipate him staying up. If I was in case Rapidash, it could just a Jill, and then Golduck is pretty healthy. I also had the Raticate, it has Blizzard to deal with the Dragonite. Didn't Amnesia up, I anticipated a switch into Voltorb actually. Yeah, we just keep attacking to chip the Volt. sack for free to get gold up back in. And at this point, like, I'm kind of playing a bit vanilla. But I know he can't really afford to even like double switch too much. Even if he does, I could just, you know, what could the Dragonite do to eradicate gold? Look, the fact I had 2 there to be able to deal with the Dragonite, where you can just keep going to Sand Slash and then slamming, or even rock sliding. Obviously, he could have froze me or something, but it's still fine. Just a parry shot. He actually goes Voltorb, but he kind of had to, I guess, because then Golder comes in and just one-shots whatever with Blizz, essentially. He needed full power there, but even now, once he brings Voltorb out, he might have double switched, Spade and Sand Slash. I'd have probably just sacked Parry down and brought Golder back in. And it'd have been the same thing. That was GG, guys. That was GG. I apologise to him for some of the RNG there, and the matchups weren't the best. But it's happened to me before in the past against them. So we were due one. He's still 5-1 up on me, but that was a big win. Comfortable in the end in scoreline still. Despite the RNG, it did still win it 4-1, so I had room to spare. So it's 4-3, 4-2, 4-1, 4-1. Great run through quarterfinals and semi-finals. Now, another opponent awaited in the final who had never beaten. I'd only played him once, though. It is Zar, who's another mod and another Hall of Famer. Zar co-hosted the tour after my last medal. I'd got gold, silver, the first 2 medals, and then the third tour after that we co-hosted. And we met in the first round, actually, and he won 4-3. It was a classic match, really, really good match. We just traded. He went 1-0 up, went 1-0, he went 2-1 up, went 2-0, and so on. The final match, in my opinion, I think I should have won. I got really unlucky. I remember he had a Magmar that it was paralysed and didn't get hit by paralysis once in 17 turns. Got 17 turns off. And that was the only thing that could do damage to my team, really. And it just kept chipping them away. And even then, I think it went to like a 50-50. I had a ×3 Tangela full HP. He had a Sleep, Execute, and a Zapdos. And I think he got a roll. It like free coded me with Drill Peck. But I didn't get a paralysis with Body Slam and 2 slams. And that was kind of the difference in the end. Because I was a good player. Hadn't made it too far after that initial run. That tournament he went on to finish second. Lost the finals to my good friend Yazoo. There's no shame in that. You know, Yazoo's just one of the GOATs. Along with Tuba. But yeah, I knew Zar would be tough. And I'll fetch these games. So here we are in the final. As I said, guys, I literally played this game today. I mean, it's 4 AM, so it took me yesterday. But yeah, it was only about 10, 11 hours ago, so a lot more fresh in my memory. 2 hours in, actually, I thought we'd end up being like 2.5 hours, so maybe I could talk through them a bit more. Like AMP, they're very similar games here. There's elements of outplaying here and there, but not too much. I don't think Zar made many moves. I don't think, like AMP, like Popo, he's quite his best in this one. But there's not too much he could have done, honestly. Like, I apologise at the end. The RNG again. And like I said, I mean, at this level, with great players like me, Zar, AMP, Popo, some of the RNG can be decisive. But it swings and roundabouts. He says this himself at the end. He played a semi-final against Luchik. Luchik is due to play the third place match with AMP still. And he won 4-0. Abysmal RNG. Luchik could do nothing. Zar just got everything. But Luchik had the same, the quarterfinal. Beat Lascano Sciuto. Losco, who is a former tournament winner. He won Master Tour 8. And they're all good friends, actually. So it's kind of... I'll show the bracket at the end. It's kind of fitting that they all ended up last 3 on that side of the draw. But Luchik beat Losco 4-0. It was a very messy end of the tournament, honestly, in terms of RNG. Some of these games were really one-sided. And this was also, spoiler alert, pretty one-sided in terms of scoreline. But a couple of the matches really could have gone his way. We're about to see. I will say this, I think the first couple of matches we didn't really get great teams. But one of my mons clutches up here with the help of Lady RNG. So let's go. Zara on the left with his classic RB, me on the right with my classic RB. Let's do it. It's like straight away there, Krabby doesn't get a crit Crab Hammer. That was a good switch by me. I knew he was going to switch out. He wouldn't want to keep the seal in. But the Clefable hit Sing, unfortunately. But yeah, I already had a bit of luck on that. But once I lost Porygon, I think the rest of my team was kind of trash. And I was just like, this is troublesome. Tick against something as tanky as Big Clef. He had the physical set. I think the Polygraph set here was awful as well. It didn't even have like Amnesia. It had Surf, Earthquakes, didn't have Submission either. It had Surf, Body Slam, Earthquake, Psychic, I think. So we just go for damage on Clef to tee it up for Jinx, because we knew it would be a big problem. But right now, Jinx just goes wild. And that was that, guys. We just teed it up for Pikachu, which come in at the end and was really good. Yeah, Pikachu maybe would have potentially done it anyway. I'm not sure Machamp's submission would have vocoed Jinx, amazingly. But that crit teed it up. Obviously, Machamp can have Earthquake and probably one-shots Pika. Like, we probably need a crit on that. We one-shot Onix, though. Nidoran would have taken a few hits with Pikachu, at least, to be fair. Didn't have a great team there at all. We didn't have Hypnosis or Amnesia on Polygraph. We had Caterpie, Farfetch, which is kind of trash, but did its work. And Porygon didn't get his turn. But man, the Jinx RNG was great. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure if Zaz looked back on this, he'd regret letting the Clef take so many hits at Polygraph. Maybe gone Machamp. But he's never to know. But, you know, Machamp had Psychic anyway, but Polygraph had Psychic anyway, but I think Machamp would have taken it out and could have left Clef with enough HP to really trouble Jinx. But yeah, you're never gonna know that. It's actually not the last game in this final that Jinx puts in work for me as well. We'll see in a bit. But anyway, guys, so that was 1-0 to me. I should say as well, actually, maybe there was a bit of mental going on there. I don't know. A couple of days prior to this, when we were both in semi-final, I was waiting to play Amp. Zara was waiting to play Luchik. I met Zara on the ladder. Just happened to matchmake with him. Played a game, which I won. And then I said to him, do you want to play an unofficial set? Well, I actually just said, do you want to play a few games? I'm down. Because the ladder was kind of dead at that point. I'd come up against a good player, and I was like, oh, that's sound. I'd sooner just play you for a few matches. And I won that unofficial set 4-1. Then we played again a couple of days later, twice in a row in the ladder, and he won both games. So We'd played a bit beforehand, get a bit of a measure of how each of us plays again. Maybe that did me good, I don't know. But anyway, at this point, guys, 1-0 up. On to game 2. And the hacks continue. Here's Stead. Shout out to Stead Dropper as well, who's an Everton fan. Legend. He's from my neck of the woods. That was a nice counter by Zaro. Not too much to say about this one, guys. We both kind of a trash teams. As I said, the first couple of games we didn't get the best teams, to be honest. You know, Hitmonchan's are useless. Pidgeot's not good. Pidgeot and Eevee with their mono normal moves. Thank God he didn't have a ghost, so I can say, because combined with Hitmonchan and Coughing, good God, I'd have been fucked. What did I have last? Oh, Flareon. That end turn, the paralysis on Cypher was big. We go for the paralysis again from the off. Choose the best way to play it. In case Hypnosis misses, he's going to dance first turn, of course, and then he's going to Jill through the para, and just hope to not get full power and hit the Hyper Beams. He might well have wiped my whole team. I don't think there's anything I could have switched into to counter. I think he said +2 beam kills Flare, I think. I didn't even bother calcing, because I knew basically just hoping for him to get full powered. So I don't know if it did or not. I mean, if it didn't, Flareon for sure would have finished it. Maybe Eevee would have lived through it, I don't know. But he gets full powered and Drowsy manages to kill. So at that point, 2-0 up. It's not exactly like Zar's team was great there either. You know, it's pretty slow, as was mine. Drowsy's probably the best mon on the field after Wiggly went down. The Wiggly did nothing, which is big. He sent that in. Let it get boomed by the Coughing rather than the Cypher. But anyway, guys, at this point, 2-0, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, got a couple of game lead. This is big. Can we keep that momentum going? On to game 3. I think this, like I said, a few of the games could have gone different, or like either way. This game, I guess, I mean, he was still hoping to get through Power 3 times and hit 3 Hyper Beams, and even then, I'm not too sure. So I think that one, fair enough, went to me. This game, Zao really should have won. I feel like I just got lucky. But I think this game we outplayed him, in my opinion. And it's the only one that I could say I pretty much outplayed him. Like, we do get luck here and there, for sure, but I make a few fire plays. Yeah, I mean, like, straight away, hitting a slam on Golbat and powering it, but all it's going to do is Confuse Ray, and I'm just going to switch into tank of Double Edge. Once you paralyze it, it's Confuse Ray's kind of just neutralized almost completely. We have a Parasect to deal with Raichu. I mean, I know he's going to go Golbat here, but I decided to go for the damage and slam. I actually anticipated to switch then, so I didn't go for the Blizz. He probably doesn't want to risk something getting frozen, so just goes Hydro Pump. I imagine he would have potentially Hyper Beam there, but I mean, if he does, I can just Agile. So he gets full powered. Right there, that was a play. I knew, okay, he sends Raichu. He's going to double switch, probably, because he expects Parasect into the Pidgeot. I guess then he'd have maybe tried to charge a Sky Attack. So I decided to stay in, which was risky. Hit the Surf on it. Now Agile Pidgeot goes into a Hyper Beam. We read that, go into Onix. At this point I'm thinking, well, we're well ahead in this game. We're 2-0 up. Just keep going. But then it gets kind of scary. We miss a Rock Slide and Lickitung. I know he's going to Sword Stance, and yeah, Lickitung could have been a threat if this next in kind of like exchange went wrong. We do go for the submission. We hit it, thankfully. 8% submission. Doesn't Oko though. Hyper Beam won't kill, so he goes for Slam. If it powered me here, we could have been in danger. Obviously, Onix could always then tank in Hyper Beam. Thankfully it didn't, and I can just safely EQ. Kadabra was also terrifying here. I didn't really have anything to counter it too well, except I guess Parasect, Magmar, Horsey and that. They'll take one hit, even maybe Onix, but he can just send Parasect in and weaken things. So we let Machamp go down. I actually didn't Spore there because I anticipated maybe the Pidgeot. He probably knew that and went Pinso, which is a good play. That double pretty much won the game, I think. And that was it, guys. 3-0 up. GG. We had the Snorlax in the back as reserve, which would have been good against Kadabra anyway. Couple of moments he doubled and got in on me, but he couldn't really do too much. I could afford to do that. A couple of doubles really got him over. The stay with Horsey, I guess, getting the damage on Pidgeot. Well, Pidgeot was kind of neutralised by Onix. But getting rid of the Pinsir was key. Kind of surprised he kept the Pinsir in for the Fire Blast from Magmar. Maybe expected to confuse, right? The thing is, with them both paralysed, it could just Sword Stance up. Twice Pinsir while paralysed, Body Slammed, and twice in a row it paralysed Magmar and Onix. And it's getting a bit scary then at that point, because I was well ahead, and then Slam just got him back in it. But Parasect, not taken to great resist. Excuse me, for Raichu, and also can stand up to Kadabra pretty well. It's a good job I got the Spore off on Kadabra, I guess, and got through to finish off with the Slams. We still had Horsey. I think that Horsey actually had Smoke Screen, and that could, when Kadabra's left, probably would have just Smoke Screened it. Sent in the Snorlax, which had Amnesia, Blizz, and Body Slam, and rest, I think. So the Body Slam, even if I like Amnesia once, probably would have just gone in Body Slam and finished it anyway. Yeah, 3-0 up in the final, first to 4 guys. At this point I'm thinking, okay, I'm nearly there. And I went into this final, like, none of these matches, I was nervous against Amp going into it, because it's fucking Amp, and he's just like, he was a big, like, monkey on my shoulder, like, a monkey off my back, basically getting that, because he beat me so many times. I went into this final not too nervous, but around 3-0 I did start getting nervous, I think, and I didn't play too well. Anyway, this is. I feel like the RNG was bad for me this game for sure. On to game 4. Oh, it's lagging again, man. For fuck's sake. Alright, it's bad. This turn was brutal, man. I had an Alakazam and a Kadabra this game, and they really probably would have won this game. But they both get crit on, and yeah. I mean, you can tell the way I'm playing. Keeping an Alakazam and Rhyhorn is not ideal. The Rhyhorn really cooked me. Particularly once Nidorino had gone, it's super effective against Nidoqueen. I think I had Dodrio, which completely walled, and a Pinsir, which pretty much walled. Yeah, like the Pinsir did have some mission. You know, once you take Rhyhorn out, Pinsir, if Zam and Kadabra could paralyze the Arcanine, the Starmie, etc., yeah, they'd have been really good for that crit. With the Reflect Up, it had been doing about 40% damage still, but then I can start firing off Psychics, force other things out and paralyze them. Unfortunately though, a crit and got through. We do crit to start though, and end up taking out with Nidoqueen. Which I was kind of surprised Zar didn't switch out there, but I mean, I guess he can't remember what else he had. He didn't really feel comfortable doing that. But then a Kadabra switching gets crit as well, so you know, even if I get hit once with Solo, I could maybe Thunder Wave and then recover. Hope it doesn't get through the slams and para. But at this point I was like, oh god, what to do? Go for the damage. I guess I'll just paralyze it. Queen can take it off. I mean, his Hyper Beam may well have finished me anyway if I decide to recover. Do you get lucky here though? That would have been a really good read, man. I forgot the power there. I knew he wouldn't sacrifice the Rhyhorn getting lower because I had Queen and Fearow. So I went for a Slam. I figured his last might well come out, or you know, the other Pinsir or the Arcanine, into the Dragonite. Alright, it's a crit Fearow. Fearow wasn't too useful here. GG right there. Lost the Pinsir 1v1, so yeah, a bit unlucky in that one. We both had pretty good teams in that one, gotta say. They're kind of even. But Alakazam and Kadabra, looking at that team, they could really cause mayhem. Dragonite could have fucked with it. I didn't have any Groundmon, which was big, and he did, to block 2-wave. Buy 2 of them, so I could afford one of them getting powered. Power and everything. Reflect, recover, which is why I led with Alakazam ahead of Kadabra. Could maybe have done something. However, Zara definitely earned that RNG in that one, in my opinion. And he reduced the arrears to 3-1. So on to game 5, guys. Again, just need 1 to win the entire tournament. See how this game plays out. Remember what I said, as we see it. Jinx Pikachu again. Remember what I said about it's not the last time that game won that Jinx is going to be really fucking good for me. That was a really good 10-1 by me, by the way. It's a Chuva special, he said in the past. I remember someone saying once, who watched Dream Lead, and he said, an electric against the water with Jinx in the back. I have Pikachu, Child Speed's Starmie. There's no way staying in with Starmie. You wouldn't want the Starmie paralyzed anyway, or hit with Thunderbolt. In case he has a ground, there's only 2 grounds. I'll speed Jinx, and they're Digger and Dugtrio. we just send Jinx in. It's a classic, which I do like doing. If you have a advantageous first 1v1 and you anticipate they're going to switch, don't go for the Thunder Wave. Just send your sleeper in. So we do that with Jinx, get a free sleep off. Yeah, he sacks Nidoran, which is kind of useless anyway. Now we're in with Sam. This good play by Zarlo. I mean, it's a crit here, not here, but he did have the only move that Charmeleon could be useful against Aerodactyl here, and unfortunately for us, we actually crit. Crit the edge, so he goes into counter. I wasn't too good though, because Aerodactyl's not exactly great with Starmie Wiggly there. That could have been awful though. Charmeleon lives on 1 HP and slams. Thankfully, we don't get parried with Alexander. Yeah, in my opinion, I think I say this at the end. Like I said, I started getting nervous about 3-0. The fourth game, I think, it could have gone either way. RNG here and there. I think I played this one really badly with the team I had. Although those two turns were unfortunate as fuck. I also didn't have counter on Mankey, which would have been really bad. I probably would have countered. I would have expected the Wiggly switch and countered, and it would have killed the Starmie straight up. The first point with the Thunder, I'm thinking, I just want to get the damage on Wiggly. If I crit it, then I could go in and Thunderbolt. But once he got the Twave off, I thought, we'll Twave. This is probably going to stay and try and kill me. And then it offers an opportunity, last opportunity perhaps, for Zam to heal. Because I didn't have anything else that could paralyze. Or, any other Twavers. I could paralyze with Body Slam or something. Yeah, that's why we didn't lead with Twave. So now we can start trying to heal Zam. However, it didn't work. We got full powered first and also crit for good measure. Zar said playing with fire. But I think that was the right play. Kind of acknowledged it as well after. Might as well try and get Zam back in action because the 50% HP, I think Charmeleon could take it for that slash. I hadn't even seen his other two mons. At this point, I'm thinking, well, I've got no chance really. The Charmeleon is a speed tie with Pinsir, and also outspeeds Jinx on 1 HP. The Charmeleon had survived on. It was literally 1 HP, I think, 0.4%. We send Pinsir in just because I know it's speed ties, and it might force something other than the Charmeleon in. He sends Lickitung, which really wasn't ideal for me. Even a Sword Stance Hyper Beam wouldn't kill Lickitung. Jinx, like free hits. Lickitung's a bit of a tank. So I knew I'd have to survive a few Body Slams here. With no power. But we do. He doesn't actually Hyper Beam there with Licky, but he does something smart. He switches up while it's still like 2 HP for Jinx. Sends in a Seadra, anticipating the Hyper Beam. Eats it up. Thankfully for me, it doesn't crit the Surf. And now this is also speed tie, so it's a really sketchy endgame this. It's 207 speed, so is Charmeleon, so is my Pinsir. They weren't powered or anything, so me Sword Stancing up, it doesn't outspeed me over them. But we win speed tie number 1. However, Zar wins speed tie number 2. So now we got a Sleep Nidoran out of the game. Lickitung that takes 2 hits from Jinx, 50.2. Charmeleon outspeeds Jinx. He goes with a Fire Blast, which would do the most damage, but it's 85% accurate. Misses. We hit Psychic. Now at this point I know that unless it Hyper Beam crits Jinx, what Zar really needs is a Body Slam power. Then it probably would finish it with a Body Slam power into Hyper Beam. Blizz wasn't quite an OHKO. It could have maybe frozen it, but there's a 10% chance to miss. So it's better just going for the Psychic. A Psychic crit would have killed it anyway. He goes for the Slam, but he doesn't paralyze. So then, bar on 1, 2, 56. Take out the Licky. And we took out the Nidoran. And 2.5 hours in, guys, that was my tournament run. We won that game 4-1. Only dropped 7 games in the whole tournament. There's been times I've played better in some of these games, but I was just delighted to get through, man. We exchanged GGs. Congrats to Zar for his silver medal. His 2 silvers he's got now. Third place match still yet to be played, like I said, that's between Luchik and Am. But I've moved on now to 2 golds and a silver. It is the third medal I've got. A long time afterwards, man. I came in last summer and kind of went on a hell of a roll. No one's ever... I'll show you something actually, guys, now we've done that. No one's ever won as many games, 100% record as I have. Although Tyler pushed it close. Tyler's a beast. There's like a clear top 3. But then I'm 4th in the Hall of Fame now. Am I the 4th best player? No. To be quite honest, I don't think so. I think Amp's better than me. I think Nico Sentry's better than me. Even like Davey. But my record has been solidified now, and that's the good thing. Like the thing I'm really happy about, because after winning 2 medals, first 7 matches, and then going on a bit of a bad run, I think I won something like 3 of my next 10 Master Tour matches after winning 7 in a row. I've now won 5 in a row again, and yeah, it's long overdue. Maybe a validation, that those, even though I've won multiple medals, very few people have even done that. Could have maybe looked at it like, oh, is that a fluke? But no, I don't think so. I always didn't think so. I always had faith that I could get another one. Did I believe I'd win another tournament again? No, I didn't think so. It's not just winning the tournament. We went through some good opponents. Although we did get RNG here and there, but you could look through any run of anyone winning the tournaments, even great players like Yazoo, and they have RNG at times. It's the difference sometimes. So this was the bracket, guys. A tournament that you can see over here, organised by, I hosted. I've hosted the last few, actually. I've hosted like 3 last 4. This is the full bracket. Yazoo won in round 1. Zar, his run, he beat some good friends of mine, actually, so I avenged them as well. He beat Quill, round 1, 4-3. He beat Yaz, round 2, 4-3, although that match was just abysmal. Teams for Yaz. Yaz got really unlucky in that one, in my opinion. He beat Fatobo 4-3. Maybe he was a good player. He beat Luchik 4-0 in the semi-final. As I said, that was a bit of a hacks fest. And then the final, I won 4-1 for my run. Got all of these. Round 1 matches. Hobo beating Ben, who's a new player. I actually brought him into the server. Neighbour beating Prussian Jaeger, the infamous PJ. Much love to PJ. Fahoba then beat Neighbour 4-0 and then met Zar. We know how that went. Luchik, who is due to play in the 3rd place match against Amp. Ironically, actually, the other tournament that I won, the 3rd place match was Luchik vs Amp. I won that tournament, that time in the final against Tuba. This time it's Zar, so I'm sure Amp's hoping that that's a good omen for him, because Amp won that match that time. I was 1st, Tuba was 2nd, Amp was 3rd. I was 1st, Zar was 2nd this tournament. Who's going to be 3rd? Amp or Luchik, we'll see. But Luchik beat Nico, another legend, who's actually in another Hall of Fame match start for round 1. The reason it was so stacked was Nico was a sub. Luchik beat Nico 4-2. Then that's Nabor, give a shout out for. Flame Flareon beat Cool Jam 4-2. Luchik beat Nabor 4-2. Losco had beaten Ditto 4-2, Uzi beaten RBY 4-2, Losco then beat Uzi 4-2, Lucic then beat Losco 4-0. Like I said, a lot of messy one-sided games actually from the quarterfinals onwards. It was probably the most stacked end tournament in 2022 in terms of Hall of Famers, but so many one-sided games. On to my side of the draw then. Popo had beaten Lies, who again was another person I brought into the server actually, and that was their first tournament. Did really well. Narrowly went down to Popo, who is a Hall of Famer, who's a legend. IB flying Luna Clipper, again, their first tournament, in a really hard fought match. This whole quarter actually was all 4-3. Full Focus Sash beat Roizen 4-3. Stunner beat Killian 4-3. And Focus Sash beat Stunner 4-1. I beat Popo 4-2. I beat Full Focus Sash, as we've seen, 4-1. And to the bottom quarter, Canichel, who's a Hall of Famer as well. He got silver in the last tournament. Yaz beat him in the final. He beat Oakdion, who's an RBY OU legend, actually, I think. Or certainly someone well known in that. Never played in a Rans tournament, took a bit of a hide and got beat 4-0. Tyronbo beat Ebola. Shout out to both of them. I love both of them. Tyronbo then, however, she lost 4-0 to Canichel. Canichel won the first two games 4-0. Went a hell of a run at the start. Speaking of 4-0, Tyler, again, shout out to Tyler. Good friend of mine. He beat, and again, another legend of the game. Tyler beat PH Shrimpen 4-0 in the first round. Amp beat 3365 4-1. Amp Tyler was a hell of a second round match. It's the way the scene worked out. Amp won that on 4-0. And some unfortunate games. A lot of 4-0s. But yeah, there were some unfortunate matchups. Amp then beat Canichel 4-1. Like I said, I'd beaten Full Focus Sash 4-1. I beat Amp 4-1. And then I beat Zara in the final 4-1. So that was the bracket, guys. I want to show you one more thing before I finish. This is something I don't mind showing. Can I even do it, actually? I have to kind of keep moving this. Something I don't mind showing. It's a spreadsheet of all the statistics, the history, the winners, the results of the server that I'm playing on, that I'm a mod in, that these tournaments all run on. For 1,500 players. I don't normally show the Discord, like Hall of Fame. I'll have privacy for the Discord. I don't, it's invite only. It's not exclusive per se. We invite a lot of people, but I didn't want to do that. However, I don't mind showing this because I created it. I made the spreadsheet quite a long time ago now. It's about, when was it actually? It was 7-8 months ago. And we largely track all the data on this. So there's the Hall of Fame. I just want to show this updated now. Mention these legends with Yazoo, Chuva, who doesn't play Rans so much anymore. He'll enter the Odd Cup, but he hasn't entered any Master Tours in 2022. But he's still top. He's actually like tied with Yaz now, I think. Chuva's still first, Yazoo second, Tyler's third. I'm up to fourth again. I dropped behind Nico, who's tied with Lenny. But now we pull clear of Lenny. The only person, along with Tyler, Yazoo, Chuva, who in my opinion are the top three by a bit of a distance in the history. The only other one to get multiple golds now is me. We're on 2 gold, 1 silver, 3 medals total. Just had a Nico who has 1 gold, 2 silver. And Zara also jumped up this time to 2 silvers alongside Popo, although Popo did win the Breeding Cup. So then we have like a tour members thing. I've updated this all the way to up to basically the Lucic Amp match, which is still due. Won't show too much more of this. The rest is just a lot of like result pages. Can't really like click or. I guess I can scroll across. You can see on here you have like cup winners, tour 1, tour 2. Now there's all, if you click on the tour, this is just the first tour one actually, the Master Tour 4. For example, we have all the results there. It's cut off bits there. We have the 2022 leaderboard. I think I've jumped up to third now, so I'm basically like third team in the next tournament. Well, I think Lucic can tie me if they win the bronze medal against Amp. And then we have like statistics page, etc. But this isn't like a guide to this. We also have a Hall of Fame head-to-head, which is pretty cool actually. You can see, like, again, traffic light system. All I really want to show there was the updated Hall of Fame though, guys. And yeah, that was that. We won. Only dropped 7 matches all tournament across 5 games, which is pretty fucking damn good. Particularly after... Oh no, I dropped 8. Yeah. Won 4-3, 4-2, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1. So yeah, I actually dropped 8. My bad. But yeah, still really, really good run. So only drop 8 matches across 5 games. Bad luck here or there, but I'm very happy to have been able to make this video, guys. Long ass time since I won the last medal. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the play-by-plays. It wasn't too thorough. I may not do another one of these in future, or I may just not commentate. I might just not even have a face count, like just show the replays and that's it. Or maybe do them a round at a time, because this went on for like 2 hours 40 minutes, and it's always going to go through 5 matches. You know, the 32-man tournament's the long ass thing. So I don't know. I may not even be in a position to make another one. It took a year round for this. The tournaments are really high standard. Anyone can win them. Although Hall of Famers generally tend to win them. If you look at the recent winners, it's like Edgy, Nico, Yaz, me. But anyone could beat anyone on a day, basically. They're really stacked tournaments. Tough to win one with 32 great players. And I'm delighted to say that I did win this one, guys. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you for future content on the channel. We'll continue doing Pokemon content. More like speed runs and challenges rather than competitive play. But let me know if you like this kind of thing. Maybe in future I'll record some of my games as I play them and upload every game or something. I don't know. We'll see.